Namaste, namaste. Welcome to Monday Midday Chair Yoga, our last session of the term. So today we are going to progress mostly as we've done all this term, but we're going to focus a little bit more onto the shoulders. And I've got a few bits and pieces of equipment. So I've got one block, which you could substitute a cushion for if you need to, something relatively light. And I'm also going to use a weight as well. So if you want to stick with a block, certainly if your shoulders are feeling a little bit stiff, I would stick with a block, but I will show you how to do this also weighted for those who would like to. And a stretchy band. So it doesn't matter if it's stretchy or not. We're going to do some things that require the stretch and some things that don't. So let's pop that to one side as well. So whenever you're ready, you can just sit towards the front of your seat so that you allow the body to sit tall under its own effort. Rest the hands wherever they are comfortable. Maybe gaze gently downward or close the eyes if you prefer. And take a moment to step away from everything else that's going on around you. Stepping into your time and space for yoga. For the next 60 minutes or so, we're going to dedicate our awareness and our attention and our energy to our practice. Begin by noticing how your body feels in this moment. Notice the areas of the body that feel tense or stiff or discomfort. Remember to work compassionately with these areas as we go through the practice. Also, bringing to mind or bringing your awareness to at least one part of the body that feels peaceful, quiet, spacious, and at ease. Allow that sense of ease to ripple out from wherever it's centered, softening tension as it goes. Maybe softening the forehead, the area around the eyes, the jaw, the tongue, the shoulders, the chest. Move your awareness to your breath and notice your breath in this moment. Notice the rhythm, the qualities of your breath, the depth of your breath, the smoothness of your breath. The movement of your breath in the body. The sensation of the breath in the body. When you feel ready, you can gently deepen your breath. Each breath in, allow that breath in to guide you to be lengthened, sitting tall. And each breath out, softening the features of the face, the shoulders, the chest. Each breath in, an opportunity to breathe into the space around the rib cage, lifting the body tall. Each breath out, softening and releasing. Keep breathing these long, deep breaths. We are drawing in prana for our practice, charging the body and the mind with the energy of attention and awareness. At the end of your next exhalation, allow your chin to rest towards your chest, not forcing, just wherever it naturally goes with gravity. Giving yourself a soft smile. and then raising the head and opening the eyes. We can just release our hands to roll our shoulders a few times, just rolling a few times in this direction and then reversing to go in the opposite direction. We're not looking for any particular range of movement, just something that feels comfortable or comfortable-ish. Comfortable adjacent will do. And then resting the hands once more, I'm just going to move this little block out of the way for now. Getting yourself a firm purchase on the floor with your feet so that you can sit really tall. We're gently going to turn the head to look in one direction and then the other. We want to have that sense of length through the back of the neck throughout the movement. And just moving in a steady fashion, nice and smooth. This time, as we turn to the right, we can hang out there, perhaps just noticing how it feels. If you'd like to, here, you can slide your left hand behind your body to reach towards the right hip. That just increases that sense of length. Or if you prefer, you can reach back to hold onto your chair back, which I really like to do. Take a moment, breathing in, lengthen. As you breathe out, just see if there's a minuscule, tiny extra bit of twist. And when you're ready, you can release out, release your left arm as well, give yourself a little wiggle, sit tall in the center, turn to the left. Notice how it feels, just this normal turn. And then if you wish to, you can slide the back of the right hand across to the left side of the body, or reach the back of the right hand to the chair back and hold on to that, providing a little sort of anchored support for the right shoulder. Then take a deep breath in, lengthen, and as you breathe out, see if there's just a little tiny more twist. Then releasing out, turning back to center, releasing the shoulders, giving them a gentle roll, moving the head in any way that feels good. We're going to start from our centered lift and take the right ear to the right shoulder, and then up and over, left ear to left shoulder. And we're going from side to side, just nice and slowly, exploring the movement. The next time your right ear comes to your right shoulder, we're resting there for a moment. We can hold just here, or if you prefer, reaching your left hand down, maybe holding onto your chair seat, and just seeing if you've got a little bit of pull away from that heavy left hand. If it feels good here, you might like to gently nod your head, keeping the right ear towards the right shoulder, just a really small, slow lift and lower of the chin. Then releasing the left hand, allow your chin to come all the way to your chest, and from here, straight to the upright position. Wriggle anything that needs wriggling, moving anything that needs moving, and then sitting tall, starting from that lifted position, left ear to left shoulder. See how it feels. Maybe you'd like to just let the right arm be heavy. Maybe you'd like to hold on to your chair seat and provide a little bit of traction for this movement. If you'd like to, you can lift and lower the chin as the left ear stays towards the left shoulder. Just finding your way. Nice, slow, steady movement. The next time your chin comes down, you can bring your chin all the way to your chest, relaxing the right arm as you do so. Give yourself a soft smile, and then come back to the upright position. And then here we're going to take the bottom teeth over the top teeth and just lift the chin forward. Imagine you're trying to create length underneath the chin, across the throat, maybe into the top of the chest. And then gently come back to the center, relax your jaw, give a little wiggle, roll all the way down, chin to chest. Take this moment just to give yourself a little smile. And when you return to center, release the arms so you can wriggle the shoulders. Make any movements that feel good. So if you wish to do a little gentle figure of eights with your nose, you can do that. I seem to have let my hands join in. Who knows? Maybe you'd like to do that too. Aces. So I'm just going to put this to one side so that we can find a little bit more movement through the shoulders now. So we're going to start with just rolling the shoulders forward, up, back and down. And as you do that, you can allow the rest of your body to move as well. Find a little bit of movement through your upper back. So as you come forward, you're rounding slightly, and as you come back, you're opening the chest slightly. A little lift in the belly muscles throughout, just to keep a little strong center. We can go the opposite way as well, rounding through the spine forward, drawing the shoulders back to open the chest. Very good. It helps to soften the elbows a little. Let's do one more. And in an upright position, we're going to simply swing the arms. We want to make sure they're wide enough from the chair that you don't hit anything. It's not nice when you catch your fingertips on something. Just allowing the arms to swing, keeping the arms relatively low. They're not going right up into the air. They're just coming to about shoulder or chest height. And then bringing the arms slowly back to center. We are going to take the fingertips onto the shoulders and give ourselves some circling of these elbows. So just rounding through the spine a little bit and then opening the chest. It's the same sort of thing with just a little bit more precise in our movements. We can allow the body to be centered and then do a few of these shoulder rolls with just the shoulders. So we're allowing the body to be still in the center, rolling the shoulders. Let's do one more in stillness. And then we're going to let the rest of the body move as well. So just feeling the difference between allowing your head to move as part of the spine, and the spine to move as the arms move as well. Little lift in the belly muscles throughout. We'll do one more. We're going to rest the arms down for a moment, just give the shoulders a little roll, making sure that we're not creating too much tension in the shoulders, a little shrug of the shoulders perhaps, just a lift and release, quite nice and rapid, or you can do it more slowly if you prefer. When you're ready, you can take your fingertips back to your shoulders, and then we can go in the opposite direction with our arms circling. So just if you're not sure which is the opposite direction, there's always one direction we instinctively start in. Do it the opposite way. We're beginning by standing tall, trying to keep the body more still as the arms roll. And then after this one, we're going to let the body move as the arms move. So letting the spine be an extension of the movement of the shoulders, the neck be an extension of the spine, nice and firm across the belly muscles. Let's do one more in this direction. We're going to finish with the elbows out to the side, firm the feet into the floor, and just do a little twist from side to side. Very good. And then we're going to let this go a little bit further. So as we twist to the right, we're going to release the hands down and reach for the chair and the body, turning the head as much as feels comfortable or as little as feels comfortable. Shoulders down. And then we're going to reach the arms up and over, turning back through center, turning to the left, using the arms just for a little bit of leverage to create an additional twist, and then up and over, twisting to the right. Nice and firm in the center, up and over, twisting to the left. Let's do one more on each side. This time we're going to hold for a little bit longer. So holding as you twist, shoulders relaxing down, turning your head to wherever feels comfortable, pressing the feet into the floor, really lifting in the belly muscles, lengthening the crown of the head up. One more deep breath in and out. Then we release the hands, turn up and over to the other side. First establishing our firm grip, pressing the feet into the floor, lengthening up, softening the shoulders down, turning the head a little bit more if you would like to. Taking one more deep breath in and out. Releasing back to the center, reaching the arms up. And then we're going to keep reaching up and lengthen one arm up and then the other. So lengthen one arm up and then the other. Keep a lift in the chest. Try not to dip your chin forward, but keep your head lifted. Imagine you're reaching for something. So we're going to imagine we're pulling a rope, pulling the left hand down and then the right hand down. We're alternating hands, pulling the left hand down and the right hand down. Imagine as you're pulling down, you're moving that elbow back behind the body. So you get a little gentle movement across the, well, it's not so gentle, but movement across the chest and the shoulders as well. Lovely job. Let's do one more to each side. Left hand down, right hand down. And then relax, just relaxing the shoulders a little, rolling a little bit forwards, a little bit backwards. We're going to take an opportunity to fold forward. So sitting a little bit further back in your seat, perhaps widening the knees a little. We're going to start by sitting tall as we breathe in. As you breathe out, just lean forward onto your forearms. So here we want to have a sense of lengthening the back of the body. And I'm going to turn my chair slightly so I can show you what I mean. So as we come forward, we want to be open in the chest, finding a sort of flattened back of the body rather than being really rounded here. So if you need to, you can start from upright and slide forward again. We're thinking about taking the chest forward and the belly between the legs if we can. Once we're forward, we can do a little gentle sway of the shoulders from side to side. And if coming down to your elbows feels a bit too far, just place the hands on the thighs and gently sway the chest from side to side. We're trying to find a little bit of length in the back of the body, perhaps a little bit of movement across that space in the upper back. When you're ready in the center, you can slide a little bit further down if you'd like to, taking the hands down towards the ankles, or you can stay higher up, but just resting in the center. Allow your head to gently come forward to wherever gravity naturally carries it. You don't need to scoop the belly muscles in really tightly here, but you might find a gentle lift helps this feel more comfortable. Pressing into your feet ever so slightly, maybe a gentle turn of the head from one side to the other. When you're ready to come up, we can slide the hands back to the tops of the thighs and then press into the hands as you look forward. Glide your shoulder blades towards each other. Lift your chest as we angle back to an upright position. Perfect. We can slide a little bit forward on our seats, and we're going to take our blocks actually and place them between the knees. So it doesn't matter if it's side on or end on, whatever feels more comfortable. We're going to allow the knees to grip that block gently. So we keep a grip on it regardless of what the rest of us is doing. Press the feet down and lengthen the back of the body. And then we're just gently going to slide into one side, bend to the right, and then slide to the left. So a little just gentle movement to the right and to the left. Let's do one more to each side. And then for those who wish to, place your right hand onto your right hip or waist and reach the left arm up and over, and then come back to the center, swapping hands, left hand to left hip or waist, reaching the right arm up and over. Very firm in the belly muscles here, pressing the feet into the floor. Allow your head to move as an extension of the spine. If you wish to turn to look underneath your raised arm, you can absolutely do that. Some people feel that adds to their twist. Some people prefer to look down. Doesn't matter which one you do. One more to the left. And then back to the center. Very good. In the center, rolling the shoulders, making any movements that feel good. We're going to take the blocks out and put them down. This time we're going to bring the feet closer together. Slide the buttocks back ever so slightly for another forward bend, but now with the legs in a different position. So here we start by sitting tall. We're going to slide forward, hands or forearms on the thighs. We want to have that sense of length in the back of the body, perhaps a little sway of the chest from side to side. You can come down a little bit lower if you'd like to. Try to keep a sense of length, gentle lift in the belly muscles. You can come down lower still. If it feels too constricted with the knees close together, at this point you can widen the knees if you'd like to. Allow the body to round forward now. Once it's been lengthened, now we're trying to find that sense of round, a little scoop in of the belly muscles, maybe the chin coming towards the chest. A couple of deeper breaths. If you're rounded forward and your torso is touching your thighs, you might feel the effect of breathing deeply here, opening spaces in the back of the body. When you are ready, you're going to press into the feet and take the hands to the knees or the thighs, and then round, scooping up. So before we angled up straight, now we're rounding up. As we come to sit upright, you can widen the feet slightly, roll the shoulders a few times, and then we're going to do 3 cleansing breaths. Breathing in as you open the arms up, breathing out as you bring the palms together at the center of the chest. Breathing in, opening out and up. Breathing out, center of the chest. Last time, breathing in. Breathing out. Very nice. Releasing the hands down, giving everything that needs a wiggle, and then we can progress to our standing poses. We're actually going to be standing, but focused still on the shoulders. So we'll see how it goes. So making sure you have enough of your buttocks on the seat to feel safe. Feet underneath knees. We're going to firm the belly. We're going to sit and hover. So going from sitting to hovering to sitting, to hovering to sitting. Try and find a rhythm that suits you, where you can feel the effort of the legs switch on and then off. Switching on and off. Let's do one more like this. And now we're going to hover and then stand. So we hover, stand all the way up. Maybe the hips just ease slightly forward, and then reach the hands forward as the hips reach back, and hover briefly before sitting down. Hover, stand all the way up, and nice and slowly reaching forward as the tailbone reaches back, hovering and sitting. One more all the way up, and all the way down. And then this time we're going to stay standing up. So hover, stand all the way tall, reaching the arms nice and wide, float the arms down to your side, give your shoulders a little wiggle as they need, the hips a little wiggle as they need as well. I've got trousers that are working their way south as usual. Very annoying, I have to say. There we are. So coming to standing upright, I'm just moving my chair so it's ready for the next practice. We'll give ourselves a little catty chakrasana, which is always nice after we've been sitting. So soft across the knees and gently lifted in the belly muscles as you twist from side to side. Let the arms wrap around the body, tapping wherever they fall. Allow any sense of effort in the back of the body to be released as you twist. And if you wish to, you can add a little pivot of the knees, pivot of the heels rather, pivot on the toes, lifting the heel. Don't lose touch with those belly muscles. They're helping us to feel strong and steady and stable. If you wish to, add a soft bend in the knees. You might also like to touch the opposite side of the chest in front of you, opposite side of the rib cage or body behind you. If you can allow your arms to be loose in between, you'll find it's nice and easing for tension held across the chest, shoulders, and upper back. And we're gently going to work our way back to standing again. So losing the bounce, simply pivoting, bringing the feet to stillness and swaying slowly back to center. As you come back to center, simply standing tall, rolling the shoulders up and back and gliding the shoulder blades down. Find that lift through the back of the neck. Take a moment to turn the palms forward, drop the fingertips down, lengthen through the legs. Find your Tadasana alignment, strong and steady and stable like a mountain, for a deep breath in. And gently sigh out. Very nice. Aces. Okay. So Helen has made a special request today for us to do something for easing the shoulders. And we've been doing a few things already, but we are going to now take our awareness into doing some shoulder rolls on our hands. So let's practice them again before we come onto the hands, just standing tall. So we're rolling the shoulders. It doesn't matter which direction we go in, but it's that same motion that we do standing up. Let's go the opposite way as well, just the shoulders rolling. And now we're going to put our hands onto the chair. And imagine we're doing hands and knees, but we're standing on our feet. So feet are underneath the hips or there or thereabouts. We've got a nice long torso, hands underneath the shoulders or thereabouts. Firm in the belly muscles. We're going to keep the arms lengthened, but they don't need to be rigidly straight. And then find that movement of rolling the shoulders again. And it's okay. So if it doesn't come as easily in this position, it's okay just to do any movement that feels good. It might be just up and down, could be up towards the ears and down towards the hips. And then you just combine these movements. Once you've been doing a few in one direction, if you're circling, you can go in the opposite direction as well. Try to keep your neck fairly neutral. Very good. And then we're going to take our weight off our hands briefly. So we want to bend the knees. Imagine you're pressing into the legs, just as we did when we sit to stand. And then we're taking the weight off the hands, just opening the arms, floating the arms down to the side. Give yourself a little wriggle, perhaps a soften through the hands, maybe even a roll through the wrists. So I like this standing version of hands and knees with the chair because it's much less effort on the wrists than it is on the floor, which is great. So this time we're going to do a hands and knees, standing hands and knees as well. So we're bringing the hands back onto the chair. We're finding that length in the torso, little lift in the belly muscles. We're going to bring the right hand towards the center of the chair. It doesn't need to be all the way, just slightly inside where it was. And then the left arm, we're going to reach out to the left, little wave to the left there, and then reach under the body to the right. And this time, as we reach out to the left and turn to the left, we're going to pause wherever you get to for a deep breath in. And as you breathe out, just imagine you're turning a little bit further to the left, and then we're going to unwind all the way under the body, reaching perhaps even around the body. Let's do that 2 more times, reaching out to the left, get to wherever you naturally go, and then pause for a deep breath in. As you breathe out, see if you can turn just a little bit more, and then gently reaching all the way under the body and round. 1 more time, turning to the left, taking a pause to breathe in, and then see if you can turn just a little further, breathing out, unwind. Come back to the center. We're going to place both hands onto the chair for a little cat-cow. So rounding through the spine, tucking the chin towards the chest, softening the knees, and then lengthening through the front of the body, lifting the chest and the tailbone. Rounding through the spine, lengthening through the body. Rounding through the spine, lengthening through the front of the body. And then we come back to neutral. We're going to make the left hand a little closer to the center of the body and do exactly the same thing on the other side. So firm in the belly, reaching the right hand to the right. Don't worry about where it gets to. This time we just unwind straight away, reach the right arm underneath, maybe even around the body. And then we turn to the right again, pressing into the left hand. This time we pause as we breathe in. And as you breathe out, seeing if you can twist just a little further and then unwind. Nice and firm in the belly throughout, reaching under the body, wrapping the arm around. Turning to the right, take a moment to pause, breathe in. As you breathe out, see if you can twist just a little further and unwind. Turn to the other side. Last time, turning to the right, pausing, taking a deep breath in. As you breathe out, just see if there's a little bit more room to turn the shoulders and then unwind. Turning to the opposite side, back to the center, both hands onto the chair, and give your hips a little wiggle from side to side. So here we're doing side cats. We're drawing the left shoulder towards the left hip and then the right shoulder towards the right hip. The hips are wiggling, the sides of the body are opening. We can glide the shoulder blades up and down as well, a little soft across the elbows, moving the head as well. When you come back to the center, just doing a tiny touch of forwards and backwards. And whenever you're ready, you can bend your knees deeply, take your weight into your feet so you can find lightness on your hands, to take the hands off the chair, to stand tall, open your chest, float your arms down to your side. Give yourself a little wriggle through the shoulders, wriggle through the hips as well. Who doesn't like a wriggle through the hips? And you might like a little a shake out of the legs as well. Awesome sauce. We'll give our arms a little rest now, although hopefully you can feel that mobility that we've increased, and we've accessed that space across the rib cage, particularly the upper part. We're going to take our awareness into our hips, soften the knees, and make some lovely hip circles here. We're just trying to ease any effort out of those hip flexors, particularly as we bring the hips forward. We can reverse the motion to go in the other direction. Lovely job. Doesn't matter if your torso is moving or if you're staying more still, whatever your body feels naturally encouraged to do in this moment. One more in this direction. Coming back to the center. Again, just lengthening the arms. No, the legs. It would be funny if it was the arms. Okay, so let us do just a moment of little softness for the shoulders before we do anything else that is more demanding. So I'm going to come to the back of my chair. I'm going to angle myself slightly away from the chair back itself so I can lean with one arm on the chair. It doesn't matter if I'm leaning on my hand or my forearm. And I want to have enough room so if I bend my knees and take my hips back, that I can dangle the other arm towards the floor. And I could even rest my head on my forearm here if I wanted to, if it feels like the right thing to do. So here we're trying to let that arm that's down be nice and floppy, and then we're going to stir it in circles. So keep your head nice and neutral, looking down. Just allow your arm to be nice and floppy, and it sort of finds a little circling motion that feels nice across the joint of the arm, but also perhaps across the back of the body as well. You can keep going in this direction for as long as you like. And when you're doing this in your own time, of course, you can do as much as you like. But we're going to gently bring our arms to center and then go the opposite way as well. So as a practice, this is really nice for the shoulder socket itself. So if you get pain in your joint, this is a really nice way to release that, provides a little bit of traction on that shoulder joint. Also, just a gentle releasing. It's like a really nice massaging of the structures that support the shoulder. When you're ready, you can bring your arm back to center, and then we're gently going to stand upright, upwards, and just feel the difference between the two sides. It feels so incredibly released on that side. We're doing the same thing on the other side. So just angling yourself slightly away, leaning forward onto your forearm, making sure you've got enough space that you can slide the hips backwards and dangle the opposite arm towards the floor. Head nice and neutral, a little lift across the belly muscles, just allowing the weight of the arm to hang towards the floor as you stir that arm in little circles. And so there's no prizes here for big circles. Small circles are the way forward. We want to just allow the weight of the arm almost to create its own momentum of movement. Very, very little effort here. Then when you're ready, you can gently bring the arm to a stillness and go the opposite way. And one way will feel more natural perhaps, or more automatic perhaps than the other, but both have their benefits. Allowing that sense of heaviness through the arm to just provide massaging and releasing across the shoulder capsule, the whole of the shoulder joint. When you're ready, you can bring your arm to stillness, just gently softening the knees, standing tall, and observing the difference between the two sides of the body. Lovely, gentle releasing, moving anything that needs moving. Hopefully that feels good. So we've got two more practices to do for our shoulders. The first one is going to be up and overs with our band. So we want to create as much length as we need to with the band. And we've got a little bit of stretch here, so we can use some strength if we need to. So a little soft in the knees. These can be done sitting or standing. We raise the arms up to wherever feels comfortable. And we're just going to let the shoulders lift or do as they choose to allow the band to come down behind the body, using as much width as we need to. So if you need to widen your arms, widening your arms. If you need to pull on the band slightly, you can pull on the band slightly. So our arms are lengthened but not rigid. We're allowing the shoulders to lift or to move just naturally with the movement of the arms. And we're trying to make this movement slow, steady, and smooth. So it's not one shoulder moving and then the other. It is both shoulders moving at the same time. If you wish to, you can create a little less room as you move. You might like the opportunity to challenge the movement a little bit more. That's entirely optional. Because we get to pull on the band, we do a little bit of stabilizing here for our shoulders. And this we can practice every other day until it becomes nice and smooth, maybe doing 5 of these to begin with, maybe aiming towards 10. In class right now, we're going to do one more up and over, resting the arms down behind the body, and one more reaching back and up and down in front of the body. Very nice. Just popping your band to one side, allowing your shoulders a little bit of a relax. Here, because we've used a grip with the hands as well, you might like a little roll of the wrists, forwards and backwards, fingers nice and long, and then wrapping the fingers around the thumbs in the palms of the hands, little roll of the wrists in both directions as well. Aces. Then when you're ready, just a little wriggle. We're going to take our blocks. So we can do all sorts of things with our blocks, all sorts of movements. We have in the past passed the block around the back of the body and in front of the body and gone in both directions. This is a really nice practice to do to create some space around the shoulders, and it can be done in all kinds of directions, up and over, down and round. I might record a short video of all of those after this. But today we're going to take this block in both hands. We're going to move it around the head and then back to center. Let me step a little bit closer to you so you can see, hopefully a little bit better. So this block comes close to the chest. You can do this sitting or standing, it doesn't matter. We're going to move the block as close to the right ear as we can, around the back of the head as close as we can, close to the left ear, and then back to the center. And what this does is this movement allows our shoulders to move in a really functional way. So we develop a sense of, release a sense of stiffness if we've got it there. Let's do one more in this direction. And back to the center. And then we can just take a moment to relax the arms down, soften the shoulders off, do whatever feels good. Maybe roll the neck or make some movements, just to have a sense of release. And then we do the same thing on the other side. So we're trying to get that block as close to the left ear as possible, as close to the back of the head, as close to the right ear, and then back to the center. And we go in the same direction. And you can do this nice and slowly if the practice is not so familiar, or once you're just as with the up and overs with the bands that we did, once you feel more familiar, you can go a little bit more quickly. We're not trying to be super speedy. What we're trying for is smooth, steady. And then when we've done 5, relaxing the shoulders in any way that feels good. Then we can take the block and put it into our hands so we're side onto it as if we were holding a jug. And we can move the block around the head, but just with one arm at a time. So same thing, we're going around the head, just one arm at a time. We're only going to do 3 of these in each direction. And when you come to go the opposite way, don't worry too much about exactly what it looks like. More focus on the movement of your shoulder and stabilizing that. So we're just nice and loose in between. Same thing on the other side. So moving that block as close to the head as possible. We're trying to get as much movement through the shoulder as feels good. It feels like a bit of an odd thing to do. But we're using the blocks because they are nice and soft. So it doesn't matter too much if we bash ourselves with them, because I'll show you what we're doing next. So that's 3 in each direction. I'm going to pop that down. We are finished with the block. So you can keep your block if you wish to. I'm going to grab a little hand weight. So this one is 3 kilos. You could use a bottle of water or something similar, anything that's just a little bit heavier than the block. It could be perhaps a sturdy book. So if your shoulders feel done for today, that's okay to rest out of this. But you can use a weight to do the same practice as we've just done with the block once it feels smooth and steady. So when you're doing the block, once it begins to feel really at ease with the shoulders, then you can add some weight to it. And with the weight, you get a little bit more demand for your shoulders and the movement of the shoulders and the supportive muscles of the shoulders. So you can do 3 of these in each direction. And when you're holding something heavy, you have to be a little bit more careful not to bash yourself. So try not to brain yourself with your loaded whatever it is that you're using. And for now, just doing it with both hands. When you get really familiar, you can begin to do it with one hand, but it requires a little bit more focus. So this time we are just going to do it with both hands. And once that becomes again smooth and steady, perhaps working up to 10 in each direction, then you might feel ready to do it one-handed. So This concludes our movement practice for today. Or our upright movement practice for today. So gather your bits and pieces that you need for relaxation, perhaps popping on a scarf or a nice little layer, and also gathering your blanket. It's really useful when we've been practicing things for the shoulders and neck to actually give your shoulders and neck a little bit of warmth for relaxation. So those muscles that we've used, we're trying to have a sense of keeping them nice and warm. So we don't warm them up and cool them down really quickly. We warm them up, keep them warm. Nice. Coming into a seated position, just resting your feet onto a block if you'd like to. We'll take a moment to release any tension that we've created over class with a little somatic release before we relax proper. So we're going to glide the shoulders up towards the ears, hold them briefly there. Deep breath in. And as you breathe out really slowly, let your shoulders come down away from your ears. Really slowly, really slowly. Maybe you need to take another breath. When the shoulders are down, we can press the palms to the floor and lengthen the crown of the head up at the same time. Take a deep breath in here. And again, really slowly, releasing the breath a little at a time, allowing the shoulders to release back towards center. There's not as far for them to come in this direction, so you might end up back in center more quickly. And then we do that 2 more times. In between, we're just going to wriggle the shoulders, take a deep breath in, sigh out. Now 2 more times. Shrugging the shoulders up towards the ears as high as you can lift, as strongly as you can lift. Deep breath in. As you breathe out, allow the shoulders to come down away from the ears, really slowly, a little at a time, until you're back to center. From center, press the palms to the floor, lengthen the crown of the head up. Take a deep breath in. As you breathe out, slowly, 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 slowly releasing those shoulders back to a neutral spot in the center, releasing the hands, taking a moment to wriggle in the center and then deep breath in. Sigh out. One more time, lifting the shoulders all the way up, holding them as high up as you can. This time we're going to release for the count of 10. So breathing in, slow count to release out for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release all of the way. Very good. Take a moment, press the palms down, lengthen the crown of the head up, hold as you breathe in, release out for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Relax everything again. One more deep breath in, sighing out. And then we're going to make the mouth really soft and blow through the lips. 2 more of those. Last one. Very good. I know it feels all sorts of funny, but it's a really nice way to release tension from around the mouth and the jaw. So let us prepare for our relaxation proper. Just going to wrap ourselves up. Settle yourself right back into your chair seat. And remember, you can always do this reclining on a sofa or on a bed or leaning against a wall so you can press your head back as well. Once you have found your perfect position, arranging your arms so that they are supported, closing the eyes, we'll take a moment just to turn the head from side to side, a couple of times if you need to. And then in the center, any final adjustments before bringing your body to stillness. Take a deep breath in and gently sigh out. We're just going to do one more of these. Deep breath in and a long, slow, gentle sigh to soften back and down. Let your breath find its natural rhythm. Fall into quietness and feel your forehead soften. Feel the area around your eyes relaxing. Your mouth, tongue, and jaw releasing. Allow the whole of the body to feel heavy, warm, supported, and softening down. Pay special attention to your shoulders. Feel an easing of the effort across the shoulders, the chest, the upper back, the neck, the jaw, the rib cage. Notice how your breath moves into the body, and perhaps how it moves these parts of the body. Feel that gentle rise and fall of the breath. Like the gentle movement of the sea when it is quite calm. Just a small lift and lower. Find that rhythm, the breath moving like the ocean. And imagine yourself as a piece of seaweed carried in the current. You're surrounded by water, buoyant, supported, lifted, carried. As the water moves, your body moves. Your limbs curl and unfurl. You can gracefully undulate in any direction, completely surrendered to the movement of the water. The water is warm and it nurtures and restores the whole of your seaweed body. And the current gradually carries you towards a beach. You may ebb and flow up the beach and back into the water with the movement of gentle waves. The next time your body is carried towards the beach, the wave will deposit you on the shore. The water is receding. Instead, you are carried by the solid ground. The earth beneath you is warm. The sun is warm on your skin. You are at rest. You remain supported and carried, but in a state of stillness, tranquility, and deep calm. Rest here for the remainder of your relaxation. Gently deepen your breath and bring your awareness back into your hands and feet by moving your fingers, your toes, maybe rolling wrists and ankles. When you feel ready, you might take a deep breath in and stretch the body in any way that feels good. Maybe stretching the mouth. Maybe stretching out from center, maybe lengthening one side and then the other. When you feel ready, you can try bending one knee into your chest and rounding forward over it, and then the other. Little close down of the body. And then coming to sitting upright, resting the hands together at the center of the chest, lifting the chest but taking the chin towards the chest. This term we've worked with all sorts of practices that have encouraged strength, stability, and mobility. We've worked with opening our hearts, creating spaces that allow us to offer patience, tolerance, and kindness to others around us and ourselves. We've worked with the breath to create space in the mind, create a tranquility of thought, a calmness of mind. You should be very proud of the work that you've done. Give yourself a soft smile. When you're ready, raising your head and opening your eyes. I can't thank you enough for practicing with me throughout this term. It has been my greatest pleasure to share some yoga with you. And thank you for bringing your energy to our practice as well. I look forward to seeing you after our summer break, the end of August. Namaste.